My question is to Mr. Norman Floyd Barnes. You see that the retaliatory comments are made and that Donald Trump has moved nuclear submarines headed for Russia. How do you see this incident unfold? Of course, this comes in over the Ukraine-Russia conflict. Mr. Norman, how are you seeing this issue?
Good morning, everyone. I'm pleased to be here this morning with everybody, and welcome from Washington, D.C. This situation, this response, is viewed as a knee-jerk reaction. The positioning of the U.S. submarines are something that it happens every day. It's not a big issue. Russia is doing the same thing. China is doing. Everybody is positioning itself. It's a chess game. The surprising part is that it's that administration chose to respond to the former president of Russia's comments. If you follow the news, you know that he makes these type of comments frequently. But it's interesting to see, from my insight, is that why our President Trump has decided to respond to this particular situation. It appears to me to be a strategic move to deflect attention away from the real issue, which is Ukraine and Russia. And more importantly, the issues that we are dealing with here in the United States. What's going on with our Congress, our public, and particularly the uprising of these Epstein's files. So I looking at this as a deflection, mostly symbolic, and it takes the public attention away from. So I do not hold much substance in this type of situation. These type of movements of resources around the world happens every day, and it's not significant.
As you know, August 1st was 2 days ago, and this tariff issue had kicked off. Now there's a new timeline, August 7th, for this updated tariff to go. And let me just give you the information. Bangladesh had negotiated from 37 to 35% before now arriving at 20%. While such a blatant ally, if you would call it, I want to understand how you think about India's role. And now, right now, the Indian tariff stands at 25%. Mr. Norman Floyd Barnes.
Yes, this is a very interesting phenomenon that's happening. The tariffs. We're looking at August 7th initiation. This is both a economic and a political situation that is happening now. The deals are now intertwined with politics. Let's look at India. India has been a friendly ally with the United States for years, but India is also working with Russia, China, and everyone else in the world. India has decided to do trade with energy with Russia and other parts of the world. As a consequence, our political response from the United States is that we're going to slap you with additional tariffs, sanctions, and whatever like that. As you know, Russia is being threatened with sanctions, and India is let's say, a partner now with Russia in terms of doing trade and commerce. Russia has decided to ignore these type of sanctions, and it's come to my knowledge that India has decided to do the same thing. So now we have an interesting situation with the United States. What do we do now with countries like India, Brazil, China,
South Africa as well.
South Africa, the BRICS? How do we deal with them? So the situation is now has become somewhat a very interesting situation, because now it appears that the tariffs threats are not going to work with these. They're just going to do a workaround and work with other countries, which is going to cause some type of tension here with the current administration. But overall, it may help the world trade and commerce moving forward. Our tariffs will, if people look at it, it's going to take effect. Well, it takes 6 to 7 months before it affects anything. But in the end, the U.S. consumer will be the one that will suffer the most.
Most definitely, Mr. Norman Floyd Barnes. I have a complimentary question as well. You know, the metaphor goes as saying, you shake the tree and you see which fruit falls out. In my understanding, Donald Trump's tariff package as of April, up until now, we've seen most countries getting a big tariff or a large tariff above 40%. Or 35%, which is now have reduced to 20%, and in generalized speaking, 15 to 18%. So definitely, in my understanding, is shaking the tree. Would you agree, Mr. Norman Floyd Barnes?
Yes, you have to look at this as a strategic move. I shoot for a number, a high number. I'm shooting for the stars, but somewhere I land on the moon. This type of situation, you know, I'm going to hit you with 50%. I'm going to hit you with 40, 35%. But the intention is somewhere around 15 to 20, which is a increase at the same time. It makes you feel like you got a deal, but the deal is really, I'm going to make profits. In these, with the tariffs, the Trump administration has profited and it's going to make financial gains on this move. Even though they say, oh, we made a deal, we strike it down from 30 to 15, that's a great deal. Well, we're not selling cars, we're not selling real estate, we're dealing with people's livelihoods.